Hello everyone, welcome. It's Rochelle Smith from Stamping Flair, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Blind Bight, which is in Melbourne on the Mornington Peninsula. Thanks for joining me today for this White with One class. We're back to basics at the Craft Alive at GICS 12, so I thought I'll share some monochromatic class cards, and it's got a touch of it's white with a color, but I've also got a little bit of black just for the sentiment portion, so white with 1.5 I should say. But basics, just to show you what you can do with just basic color combinations and just minimal supplies. I will be using the all squared up bundle from Stamping Up, which is a stamp set and dies. So, and showing you some ways that you can use this stamp set and just creative ways to use it. So I hope you enjoy. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions, chat with me while this class is on. If you're watching replay, I'm happy to answer questions via email or give me a call, and shout out if you need any help. Okay, so just bear with me while I get this camera all organized, and we'll be all set to go in a sec. I'll be also using the horse paper, which is the pattern party host paper. So for our first card, we're going with greens, and we're Stamping Up. We have got lots and lots of shades of green, so it went without saying that I had to do one card in green, and I've got a Just Jade card base, some mint macaron paper from designer series paper from the host pattern party host paper, which is black and white on one side and colored on the other. And first what we'll do is got some a square of basic white, and we will do some blending on that, ink blending with our blending brush. And we'll start off with Pizzazz. Take off the excess, and we'll just start lightly. I'm using two of my favorite greens in this, so actually three. I love Just Jade and Pizzazz, and also I do love mint macaron. So we've got a bit of this Just Jade, and we're going to blend that in. And I love how those colors come together when you do blend them, just forming that different color. So we'll put our colors aside for now. I will keep my Pizzazz. I'm going to use this scrap piece of paper I have got and stamp this image from our stamp set onto here. And I don't want it dark, actually. I'll go stamped off. Okay, that's better. Cut that out. We are going to be using this particular die, and also these little inserts which match on top of the flowers. I'm going to cut them out of this piece I have stamped. So you're going to get some patterned flowers then. And I will also die cut this from this Just Jade piece of cardstock. So we'll do that. a hint of my rainbow glimmer cardstock there, which we'll be using as well. So we'll put that in there. Those ready to go. You don't have to have it in any particular way, you can fit in however. I will bring that embossing, the stamping card and emboss machine back in a sec. So we don't keep that aside. We've got our little flowers there, and another one here. So see how that gives you a nice pattern on that. And we've got our piece of Just Jade. Then the next thing we're going to do is emboss a piece of white velvet. This has a lot of nice texture which might be hard to catch. It's velvet, and I thought it would be nice embossed. And I'm going to use the hammered metal embossing folder. And we'll run that through the die cutting machine. And it will give you some lovely texture on that. You could even have it embossed, like put it on the deboss side, which is quite pretty as well. Totally up to you, what you like. I'm bringing a scrap cardstock, and I'm gonna paper, sorry, and we'll stick that together, those two pieces. Some washi was stuck. That's gonna matter. So now sometimes with this glue, when I want a little bit, I just release some on a scrap piece of paper like I just did, because especially on those corners. And stick those two together so we have a nice little border around that with our blended piece. Let's get some mini dimensionals and we'll add them to our flowers. This we might need a little bit of that thinner strip, so I'll cut it down. Stick that down there. So that was Pear Pizzazz stamped off, which I used to stamp and get the flowers that shade. Next I'm gonna glue this directly down, this designer series paper, which is just cut at 9.9 by 14.2. Now for before I adhere this piece, I want to get some ribbon. So this is our soft succulent ribbon, which is another shade of green, but I do want it to match our project. So I'm going to color it in with Just Jade. This is the light Just Jade stamping blend. And I'm just going to give it some additional color so it ties it in. Get some tear and tape. This is how I generally adhere my ribbon, or you could stick it with some glue dots, but it saves you just wrapping right around a piece of cardstock and wasting ribbon. Nicely press that down with tear and tape so it sticks to the cardstock, and then you can remove your backing. Then attach your ribbon like that. Now I'm going to just glue. I'm going to leave a bit of a gap, but I need to have this glued before I stick on that other piece of rainbow glimmer, which was hiding under here somewhere. It is hiding under here. I know it is. Did I lose it? I might have. May have slipped. Not to worry. We can easily get another piece. Does that happen to you? You have it like you saw it. You saw it. It was here. But we'll pick another piece, hey? Where do things disappear to? You wonder sometimes, hey? So this is this beautiful rainbow glimmer. Anyway, it gives me a chance to show you the bigger piece, how it looks, which I wanted to show you anyway. But I will just cut a small strip of this. I don't need a big piece. And I like this piece of paper because it has, I'll cut it this way. It has different colors on it, so you can match it with different projects. So we'll do that. So you see how I stuck that down, but I do want this to stick under here like that, right? And that's why I didn't fully glue that down. Just on an angle, adding some extra interest. And then we will glue this down. Or add some stamping dimensionals. They're my favorite. They are so handy. And we can cover that edge like that. Now I want to tie a bow and then I will color my ribbon. You can do it two ways. You can color, get a length and say about 40 centimeters, color it and then tie your bow. I just prefer to do it this way, then I know how much exactly I need, whether I need more or less. The links for ordering these products are up, so you can whatever you you'll get the entire list, but when you click add to cart, it'll bring up all the products, so you just need to select what you need, so you don't stress that you need to order everything on that list. It just automatically has everything that I've used on these projects, but you can just select what you need. So I've been doing this around 7 years, teaching around 5, maybe a little more. I've been doing lots of online stuff for about the last 2 years, and obviously it ramped up with COVID and things, and I'm continuing that, lots of online classes, parties and things, so markets. It's great to be back as well in person where we can catch up with everyone. So if you're interested in some class kits and fundraisers, kids parties, anything like that, just contact me. We can, whether it's in person or online, you can do them. Zoom's a great way to connect. So you can get together with friends around the country over a kit night. Everyone gets together and makes stuff. It's lots of fun. Just tie that ball, and I generally add another glue dot under here to stop it moving around. Right. Then what we'll do is emboss a sentiment. So this is where I said it's white with 1.5. So it's white with one color, but I've added a bit of black to my, just to add that pop of a sentiment, and I'm going to heat emboss this. You are so worth celebrating. That's a nice sentiment, and we'll heat emboss that in white. Get rid of the excess, and I'll just heat my heat gun. So I'm just gonna get this ready. Hello? And once we hit on setting 2, we just heat that up. Until it melts, and then we'll cut that out. So we're going to just fussy cut around that. I do this quite often with the fussy cutting of the sentiments. It's not a difficult thing. Just go around it, like you know how you have those cloud from sort of look around cartoons. Just pretend you're doing it's one of them, like in cartoon strips or in magazines. Just do this imaginary line across it, around it. bubble, speech bubbles. That's what I'm trying to get at. My brain wasn't telling my mouth what to say. So you just do that and go right around it. And just follow like roughly around the whole thing. And we'll cut around there. So the next thing is we're going to cut those words apart. So I'll go you are so worth celebrating. So we get rid of, maybe fix that up a bit. And then I'll take some mini dimensionals and just cut them up so that we can stick these down. Takes a little bit of time, this, but it's worth it. It just creates that added interest on the card. Then we'll put the celebrating here. I'll just start with that so I can then align the rest of it, and go with that, maybe shift that a bit, and don't put it upside down like I was about to. And there you have it. There's a card. I might add some little black dots. So these are my black dots here, which are some of my favorites. This is my second packet, so I really like using these. And one there maybe. That's the first card done. I have a couple of others, but I will probably show you the way I've created them so you have an idea. Maybe not the full assembly of them. That's the first one. That's our green card. Next on to our one in blue. And I'll prep some of this. So I have die cut some pieces here. Just give me one moment. All right. One more piece to go. I've got 3 pieces die cut. It's missing. Anyway, we'll work that out. I've got that. I have another one here. Anyway, here's one I prepared earlier. There we are. So we'll use these. So you get 4 dies in these, like with the squares. So you can easily layer 4 like that, which is great. But I'll show you what I've done. So then what I've done is I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use the Stamparator. So the main thing I just want to show you is how I created this background, or this little strip, which can work with this stamp set. When I do, so you've got these 4 images, and I'm just going to be using this spirally one. So we'll bring in the Stamparators. I'm going to have it like this, and I'm going to lay my cardstock like this, and that's, I know where my position is there, so I will put that there, and I would like to have it there. So I'm not layering right to the corner because sometimes it's hard to, I guess, get the ink right down, so I find it a bit easier this way. So let's start with Misty Moonlight. So I'm using Misty Moonlight and Pool Party. So the easiest way with inking up, I'll turn this around so you can see it. And this is the beauty of the Stamparatus. So we've actually got 2 plates with that Stamparatus, which gives you basically 4 sides for it, for mounting it. Then I'll take it, pull it down 2, and again with the Misty Moonlight. Try that again. Then we'll keep that down there and move that down this way. Sorry about the noise if you're hearing it. Got visitors, and sometimes it's not always easy to and so we've got that. Then I'm gonna keep that there, clean up my stamps, and use Pool Party. And I'm gonna go over on the next. I'll go over this as well, but I'm gonna go on every single point. And it gives you a nice extra color in there. The next one, and you can see I've just formed a little pattern, and then we'll cut that down to form a border. That's moved a touch, but you get the idea. And then I have the border prepped already, so it's ready to go. So that's what I cut it down to with that previous lot. Then I need one more of these little squares, so which I'll die cut now. Place my ink pad, and so we've got 2 of these, and we'll just cut another one of these. I'm using the Fashion Party Host set, which is the Host Designer Series paper, and I've used it on a couple of classes this time. I used it on my Color My World class as well. I do love that paper. It's just I like that it is nice and multicolored on one side and black and white on the other. It gives you several options to work with, and black and white is always handy. They're easy to cut with, and if you want you can layer the paper like I am now, which I'm going to show you, or you can have a border around, make it the piece of paper wider so you have a border bigger than how we did it on the previous card. So there's a few ways you can do it for this, and use this bundle. So let's bring in paper. So what I'm just doing is going to attach these. So basically just gluing this together. And this is I just cut a little bit smaller than that die cut, so it just fits just right. I love, this is my preferred glue, which I use all the time, the liquid glue, the Tombow. I do have some glue packs available for sale, so you can save yourself some dollars with that. They're on a special there, so they're packaged ready to go with some of my favorite glues. Great for a Christmas present. And it has Tombow, it has some glue dots, some dimensionals, and tear and tape. So some different packs there available. Can never have enough glue. So you basically set that up, get it all ready. I've die cut 2 strips like this, so 2 thinner strips, and I will show you my final card so you can kind of see how I came to that result, and I'll explain to you. So this is the card that I have made. So it's a slimline card. So these three die cuts really make for that nice slimline card. So these strips, basically that border we formed on the Stamparatus, I was able to make them into 2 little strips, and then I added some of that gorgeous gingham ribbon. This is some of my favorite ribbon. It is in our mini catalog, so versatile and really works well. Then in the die set you get these little flowers separately. These these come in a bundle of 3, so I cut 2 lots so I could get 5, and then I cut them out of pool party cardstock and layered them, and then added those little matte black dots with just the sentiment. And I think that's a simple and a sweet card, which you can replicate. Hope you enjoy that. If you have any questions, because I haven't shown you the full assembly of that, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. We've got one more, and of course it has to be in pink because pink's my favorite color. Well, Flirty Flamingo I'm doing it in, and it's on I might need a card base, eh? I've got all the pieces cut by a card base. Yes, so we'll get a card base going. So I've got Flirty Flamingo. I've again got that pattern party paper. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Pattern party paper. So our trimmer, you can score and cut. I do it like that, so you get 2 at a time, score it together. So I've got a piece of this Flirty Flamingo paper. This I'm going to emboss, heat emboss, dry emboss, with this particular embossing folder, which says thanks. It comes in a pack. One lot says thanks in various languages, and the other one says hello. So we'll get to embossing that. So these are our mini folders, and they fit in our mini stamping card and emboss machine too, so it's really handy. Let's go with that. I need it straight. It's trying because I've got it on an angle, that's why. That's it. So that's that embossing folder. I didn't need it all embossed, so that's why. And then we're going to do some die cutting, which is, I'll bring in my other plate. And I will use just one of these little pieces. Oh, that's a bit crooked. Sorry guys, I knocked the camera out. I'll fix that up in a minute. That. You could make shaker cards with this as well. Really nice shaker cards. Next we'll bring in our flirty flamingo, and I'm gonna use this image. And we can cut that out. You can use your trimmer, or you can just freehand it. It's not going to be visible, that underside, so that's why, because generally I can't cut straight. Glue this down like we did before. I love that little the stripes underneath, the curved stripes look good. Try and pick that up. Okay. Then we'll glue this on in a minute. Actually, I just want to stick this on first. So we've got that nice. I love these stripes. It's a fun. It has that fun aspect to it. It's just a candy show. And add some tearing tape, say your double-sided tape. Press that right down so it sticks down. And I've got this beautiful flirty flamingo ribbon which has that nice, you know, a bit of that gold tinge to it, which is that gold thread through it, which adds a nice bit of a glitz to it. And we'll stick it on our flirty flamingo piece, which will then be held on with dimensionals onto this. And just mounting that up there. And I'll just add 4 to make it all stable. You don't need a lot of stamping dimensionals to hold it together. I'm just more thinking of if it goes in the post and something falls on it and it sags. So that's basically what we do, and I will then going to add a little flirty flamingo flower on it. So I'll just show you what I do. We'll just die cut a little flower. We don't need all that. So you get all these, they come, as I was saying earlier, you get them in a, like 3. So we'll die cut them, and you just need 1. Oops. So they're die cut together, but you get 3 separate flowers, so that's the beauty of that. And we'll put a bit of glue in the center here. Turn that around. Put a pearl in the center. Doesn't want to move. Ah. Okay, so I've done it. The one I prepared earlier, I'll show you, which has some heat embossing on it, and I used the Ornate Thanks stamp set. So I heat embossed in white on black, and it just ties in with my embossing folder, which has the thanks in different languages at the back. So I thought that was nice to make it a thank you card. And that's the other card we made. And then of course we had our slimline card, which is here. So that's our monochrome class, and I hope you have enjoyed that and seen the potential for creating with single colors and what you can do with your supplies. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, I'll be here after the class to answer them, or if you think of anything later, just please feel free to contact me. I hope to see you in another one of my classes. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.